Hey, it's meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen here with the 9 News Weather Impact Team, and we do have a Weather Impact Day and a 9 News Weather Impact Day today because of this storm that is really just starting to form. That's right, we still have about 3 more days left of this storm, and it is just forming into a mid-latitude cyclone right now down in the southeastern part of the country, and depending on where that goes and how strong it forms, we will have possibly an equally as good of an impact on Friday into Saturday, if not more. It all depends on the track of this storm system. So that's what we'll be watching as we wind down the beginning part of this storm, which is really the trough of low pressure just moving down from the northern part of the country. The Arctic areas, really, northern Canada is where this came from, and they just pushed down. The trough is just starting to form, so we're really only seeing the beginning of the impacts with this storm in the state of Colorado and a lot of the regions. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the snow totals that have already come in here. These are as of this morning. You can see some pretty big numbers there in the southwest metro, Manila, which is just in the eastern Arapahoe County, kind of south of Denver International Airport, up in the higher terrain of the Palmer Divide. Some foothills areas like Genesee and Nederland coming in with some good numbers. Good numbers around the metro. Boulder, I believe that might be 6.1 inches in Boulder. That's the official measurement. And Denver, officially on the board, Denver International Airport with 4 inches of snow as of 6 a.m. this morning, and it has been still snowing there just a little bit. So here's the weather impact headlines as we go through today and into the next few days. We'll watch for black ice tomorrow morning. That could be an issue as the temperatures drop into the low 20s, maybe even some teens around the Denver metro area. The roads may still be somewhat wet from today's snowfall and the snowfall that we had overnight, so slick roads could be an issue once again on Thursday morning, although we're not expecting a huge amount of snow. You see the next headline there. We're not done yet. We could have flurries all throughout the day today, and we could have flurries tomorrow morning and throughout the day Thursday before the next bigger impact comes, and that's when the storm actually forms into a cyclone down in southwest Colorado and moves across the bottom of the state. That, depending on where that goes, will have different impacts here on Friday into Saturday. So right now it's starting to trend up where this storm system is going to have another big impact here. Here's your weather alerts right now. You can see the areas in red are the areas of concern, most concerned today, and that is the areas just south of the Denver metro area and just east of the Denver metro area along the I-70 East Corridor, which I believe is closed from about Bennett all the way to the Kansas state line here in Colorado as the snow continues to fall and also blowing. So that's what happens on the eastern plains. There's nothing to stop the wind, the air from moving, and it's blowing the snow across the highway, and it's making it very difficult to keep that clear. So most of that section is closed out to the east, and we could see a significant amount of snow, up to possibly 8 more inches out there in that red winter storm warning area. And then parts of the Sangre de Cristo range down there in southern Colorado, like places like La Vita Pass, could get a significant amount of snow over the course of today. And then into tomorrow, where you see the darker blue, that is the winter storm watch, which is already out for the Friday into Saturday portion of this storm. Very likely to have high impacts along the south I-25 corridor and parts of southeast Colorado. I would expect that these warnings will gradually increase or move to the north here as we go through the course of tomorrow when this cyclone actually takes shape. I'll show you how that's forming here in just a minute, but also look at the winter weather advisories, which are in the Denver metro area and much of the Front Range foothills. These alerts go all the way until 11 p.m. tonight, so 11 p.m. on Wednesday night. And we'll get just a little bit of a lull in the storm tomorrow, although there will be some impacts here in the Denver metro. Let's look at the live radar images right here at about 11 a.m. this morning here. You can still see a significant amount of snow down on the south I-25 corridor all the way to Raton Pass, and also some in the Denver metro area. Mostly light, but it is still accumulating snow here, especially on the south side of the Denver metro area. Northern Front Range has much lighter and broken snow showers, and then you see the impacts out there on the eastern plains starting to really continue to take shape there along the I-70 corridor, especially along the Kansas state line, where it's a much heavier, wetter snow at this moment. And then there's also mountain snow showers, and then of course it doesn't take much snow to cause trouble on mountain roads because of the temperatures being so cold. And when you zoom in there, you can see some parts of the I-70 east corridor has a little bit of a dry slot in it, but that should fill in once again periodically throughout the day. Do expect that snow to continue all the way past sundown and into tonight. So here's your weather impacts here in the Denver metro area. This storm will continue to have an impact as far as light snow and flurries and cold temperatures on the roads all the way until 11 p.m. tonight. We could get an additional 1 to 3 inches here along the metro area, particularly in the south side and the east side of the Denver metro area. Could get another 1 to 3 inches possible here as we go into tonight, and the impacts are going to be on the roads. Even though we don't have a lot of snowpack on much of our roads here in the metro, slush and then ice turning into ice later on this evening. So those impacts will go all the way until 11 p.m. when pretty much the cold temperatures take over overnight. So let's take a look at the statewide Futurecast here to see how this is developing. You can see out there on the eastern plains, just east of Denver, along the I-70 east corridor, some pretty significant snow is falling and will continue to fall. Same with the San Juan mountain ranges and the I-25 south corridor. Little bit of a break possible here throughout the afternoon here in the Denver metro area and much of the Front Range, although you can see flurries and isolated pockets of snow will be still possible as we go through even into the 5 o'clock hour. That shield of heavy snow starts to push out further to the eastern plains here by about 5 p.m. So as you look at this, I would not expect there to be much travel opportunities on I-70 and south for the next few days, really. I don't see any really great opportunities for them to get this road open, because here we are at 11 p.m. tonight. You still have some fairly heavy snow showers out on the east I-70 corridor, and the southeast plains really starts to get hit hard as we go through today and into tomorrow. So here's tomorrow morning. We may get an early break here in Denver, maybe even see a little bit of clear skies at sunrise, or at least patches of the sky you can see through the clouds. But it is expected to push back into our area, and I'll show you it here as we go into the zoomed in version of this. Although one thing I do want to mention, the southeast plains throughout the day on Thursday looks like a significant impact, a significant hit from this snowstorm. So travel on the eastern plains south of I-70 is going to be very difficult. Now let's take a look at that zoomed in Futurecast here starting at 11 a.m. right now. As we go through the day, you can see just scattered and isolated pockets of heavier snow, but within that there will be opportunities to see some flurries, and then the heavier stuff will be out on the eastern plains. And then as we go into the nighttime hours, you start to see a little bit of some patchy clearing in our area before another wave pushes up from the south. That may just push one line of quick showers, and then after sunrise tomorrow, we'll look for those snow showers to pick back up in the Denver metro area. So I would expect to see some snow showers, although much lighter in actual accumulation and amounts on Thursday, where I don't see too many opportunities for heavy snow on Thursday, but we'll start to transition into the next part of this storm. So we're really looking at some, we're looking at the possibility of snow anytime from now all the way until Saturday afternoon as this storm makes its impacts on the state of Colorado. Here's the Futurecast snow totals, the snow accumulation over the next several hours as it continues to be pretty light here on the Front Range. By 11 o'clock tonight, we may have another inch or maybe 2 as we go through until about 9 a.m. tomorrow, when that you see that blue start to creep up from the south there as we get more impacts. So tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon, the higher impacts will be to the south once again here, south of I-70, especially the Palmer Divide, Castle Rock to Kiowa to Lyman area. So that, like I said, wouldn't expect this storm to really stop as it forms into what it will be a mid-latitude cyclone. I will explain that here just in a second here, but another impact will be the forecast low temperatures for tomorrow morning. Going to be a very cold morning. If there's any moisture on the roads still, they will turn to black ice. So black ice could be a problem for us in the Denver area and really anywhere where there's not actual snowpack on the roadways. You could see some black ice, and then just travel will be difficult altogether with these cold temperatures and possibly still some flurries. Here's the timeline for Denver. Now, you see the moon icons there at 3 a.m., that indicating what we just saw there on the Futurecast, where we get some broken skies maybe right before the sun comes up, and then that next wave of showers starts to push up from the south. I wouldn't expect too much impact, but you can see some the possibility of heavier showers in between 11 a.m. and really until the sun goes down on Thursday. But we'll look for the impacts of this storm. So when we look at this storm, this is all the same storm that's been impacting us throughout the day on Tuesday night into Wednesday, and then into Thursday and into Saturday. So this is the way the atmosphere looks right now. The big trough of low pressure that bends down from the north, you can see that indicated in the yellows and the greens. That is just the initial push, or the trough that pushed down from the north, and that is what's been impacting us. But you also see a low pressure cyclone starting to now form. It's just starting to form the actual cyclone of this storm. And over the next 24 hours, as we go into Thursday, we'll watch this storm as it continues to press south. That's why we do expect just a little bit of a lull in the Front Range and northern Colorado over the course of Thursday. But then once it there's a few things here that we'll have to watch for. Once it bottoms out, it's going to have to start to move east. And there is some high pressure out in front of it that will block it, which means it'll be a slow progress going to the east. So here is the computer model. This is the European model, the latest run here, showing that mid-latitude cyclone, which will be an impressive circulation here, upper air, will move just down across the Colorado-New Mexico state line and then eject to the northeast once it gets towards the southeast corner of Colorado. Now, this solution would mean another significant hit of snow on the Front Range on Friday into Saturday, and possibly into the afternoon hours on Saturday. We could be looking at another 4 to 8 inches, or possibly even more. All depends on what this storm system does, and I'll back it up. So there's a few things to watch. How far down south does it go? If it doesn't go as far south as this, we might have less impacts. So if it also tracks a little bit further east If it waits 4 or 5 hours longer to travel east before ejecting to the northeast, then we would only get like a 1 to 3 inch impact here in the Denver metro area. So there's a wide range of impacts depending on just about 4 to 5 hours of timing and about 25 to 50 miles of location with this storm. But we do know this is going to be just a very impressive upper pressure, low pressure storm called a mid-latitude cyclone, and that's why we have these impacts. It's not like we're getting hit by 2 separate storms. It's the same storm kind of circulating around the state and just kind of forming right now. So when you look at the 7-day forecast here, you can see that the impacts here. The 9 News Weather Impact Day will continue till 11 o'clock on Wednesday. We'll have lesser impacts on Thursday, although we do expect impacts with those flurries and those very cold temperatures, especially in the morning. For now, we'll have potential weather impact day because there's just too much uncertainty about where that cyclone will actually track. So it does look like, I'll tell you, the trend does look like it's trending upwards for some significant snow on the Front Range here Friday night into Saturday. But with that much of uncertainty, we'll keep it as a potential weather impact here on Friday and Saturday for now. And then we will expect to get a few days of clearing before the next storm comes in on Tuesday or potentially Wednesday. So that's a lot of information for you. Hopefully that helps you out in any type of way that you have for planning, and hope you get your plans done. But if not, don't push it, because this could be some pretty significant impacts here over the next few days in the state of Colorado. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it, and we'll talk to you in the next update. Thanks.